We'll be back with more sports talk after the break. This podcast is brought to you by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple, Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
The big shot, and of course we don't know the answer to that
We
on
don't.
a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find out the answer to that because you're not always in the same kind of situations every game.
Yeah.
Like even if you look at some of the clutchest players in like recent history, like you go Kemba Walker,
Oh.
he is the one iconic shot against Pittsburgh.
Oh, absolutely.
Outside of that, there's not like another iconic shot, although he hit plenty of buzzer beaters in Charlotte.
There's when we speak of like iconic shots, I guess, not just pertaining to Kemba Walker, but I remember notably Mario Chalmers,
Oh,
2007, I believe,
2008,
Kansas, 2007, 2008.
That was an incredible.
He had this
tournament.
incredible, like the guy, he had the ball clamped down, he had his hand right on the ball, but somehow Chalmers just had like unreal upper body strength to get that shot off.
Yeah.
Even though this guy clearly had a block, but Chalmers was just able to get that shot somehow.
I
And
still
the
get
ball went in.
chills
Yeah,
thinking
man.
about that shot.
He hits that three and it propels him to a win over
And-
Memphis.
And I think probably the most iconic shots, at least the top two, would be
Christian
Lorenzo Charles, 1983.
Yeah, Christian Leitner, 92.
Leitner's up there, but then
Yeah.
also Chris Jenkins. in
Oh, Chris
2016.
Jenkins, yeah.
I think, like, I was running around my house.
Yeah.
I really don't like Villanova,
Nah.
but to see a crazy shot like that, it's like, wow. Or even a couple seconds before with Marcus Page,
Yeah.
double clutch,
Oh, yeah.
falling out
That
of
was
bounds.
incredible.
Like, that's probably a better shot, but it didn't win the championship.
It didn't. That's
And-
why nobody talks about it
Yeah, and
anymore.
Do you
Yeah.
think of Chris Jenkins as a clutch player? Probably.
Probably.
But Chris Jenkins also he had one opportunity and made the shot. And
Yeah.
there's plenty of guys that have one opportunity and miss the shot,
Yeah.
and we don't remember them.
And I
And
think,
even the guys that get tons
Just-
of shots, like,
yeah.
Kemba now in the NBA, or someone like Aaron Harrison in the 2014 tournament, had shot after shot after
Yeah.
shot, like the big shot after big shot, but not every game comes down to the final shot.
Yeah, and I think with Chris Jenkins, to add to your point, he's kind of an afterthought because he's somebody not in like Kemba Walker's like stratosphere.
Right.
A guy that's kind of just overlooked, even though he made like a big shot in like one of the biggest shots in college basketball history, basically. And then, you mentioned him, and like, do we ever hear about Chris Jenkins anymore?
I don't remember the last time I
No,
heard about
not
Jenkins.
really.
It might have been
I mean,
maybe 2017 when
Yeah.
he came back to Villanova.
exactly. And like, it's a guy we don't really hear about anymore. And then you see a guy from that team as well, Vincent DiVincenzo, redhead guy
I
for Milwaukee.
I
Yeah.
know the Bucks drafted him. I haven't heard a peep out of him since he was drafted.
I mean, if you follow the Bucks at all, you'll hear about him. Like he has his moments, but like he hasn't really. He's not on that level of like some of these rookies like this year that have really impressed, like a John Morant,
Mhm.
Zion Williamson,
Oh,
just came
man.
out of nowhere.
Zion, he's averaging like 29 points. a
Yeah,
game.
dude, this
Like
guy.
Zion has done something that no one I kid you not, no one in the last 35 years has done what
Yeah,
Zion is
He's
doing.
putting up some historic numbers,
Like,
man. I mean,
You can go back and there's some fantastic rookies in the 2000s. The ones
Yeah.
that jump off the page are LeBron and Melo, who came into the
Dwayne
NBA.
Wade, Chris Bosh.
Like Melo and LeBron came in averaging
Yeah.
20 points a game. Blake Griffin in 2011 after he
2011.
missed his first season was averaging like 22 and a half.
Yeah,
Zion is doing that,
yeah,
but the way he looks on a basketball court is just different.
yeah.
The athleticism's different. The style is different. He's big enough to like body off any wings, and he's fast enough to throw off any centers.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man.
It's-
Even like the top defenders at the center position in the league, he's bullying them. Zion's just having his way with them and just bullying them at like an incredible like rate. Like it's nothing. I mean, just his physical prowess is just something that I haven't seen since Shaq, man. And that's
Uh,
not even his position, center. He's a
that
power forward.
I don't know about that,
Okay,
but
all right, that's a hot
okay.
take. Definitely a hot take.
But
But no, I'm serious. Like,
Zion is incredible.
yeah,
It's like I thought he would be very good. I thought he would come into the NBA and immediately be a top 30
no,
player.
no. Let me back
He's
that.
probably a top
Let
15
me
player
let me
right
back
now.
up that hot take real quick, okay? Because Shaq in his prime, dude, he could bully anybody at any second. I
Facts.
mean, dude, this guy was a beast. Clearly one of the greatest of all time. And I could see Zion going down that route. And Shaq, I mean, he would just like have his way. I mean, he would just will himself to like you think they look like tough baskets, but to him like they're easy. You know, I mean, just clearly just like a heavyweight during that era in basketball. I mean, one of the top centers of all time. And you know, Zion, he reminds me of just that pure physical strength. I mean, that his physical frame. It just reminds me of Shaq, man. Just the way he can just bully all these like players, all these top centers with ease, like it's nothing. I mean, it's just incredible to watch.
Yeah, and you just look at like the last 5 games from Zion. He wasn't. He was good. Maybe not like Zion good.
Yeah,
Last night against the Lakers, or a couple nights ago against the
yeah.
Lakers. But the last 5 games, the man's averaging 29 and 6.5 on
I mean,
57% from the field.
yeah,
Like it's Giannis, but refined Giannis.
yeah,
It's just it's incredible to see a guy like Zion who was great in college, but I think he's better now. Like he's playing against better competition and
yeah.
he's playing better. It's crazy.
And
It's
and I think the reason we're seeing that, because I know in college basketball traditionally, like we players are kind of limited, especially like superstar
ooh yeah.
caliber players
I
like
think we
Kyrie
can
Irving or
we can see this
for
with DeAndre
example,
Ayton.
yeah, we
Even
saw
he
with
was the
DeAndre
number one
Ayton
pick.
and like you know these players that
Basketball.
it
Like
is,
I remember the DeAndre Ayton game against Buffalo,
yeah,
and yeah, Ayton was the best player on the floor and
yeah,
one of the best players in the country.
exactly,
But bigs can be played off the floor
yeah,
because the guards matter.
yeah,
The guards just matter more. You look at the UConn teams that won the title in 2011 and 2014. It
yeah,
was a guard-driven team in 2011. It was a guard-driven team in 2014.
uh-huh,
You look at the great Kentucky teams. It's well, outside of the Anthony Davis team, Anthony Davis is just a marvel and one of the best college players of all time.
yeah,
It's a lot of guards. You know, the Archie Diacono on the Villanova team, Josh Hart on the Villanova team. Like these guys are guards that are winning the Naismith Award or competing for the Naismith Award, or even like that Duke team in 2015. Who was the most outstanding player at the Final Four? Tyus Jones, a
yeah,
point guard. You
exactly.
know, or that 2010 Duke team was loaded with
They
guards
were.
that eventually played in the NBA. And, you know, that Butler team that they played had a
Oh, that's
Shelvin
right.
Mack.
Gordon Hayward.
Or Gordon Hayward was the year before. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Hayward was 2010.
that was
Okay.
2010, yeah.
So Shelvin Mack, one of
When
the best guards in the
Hayward almost
country.
hit that half court to send the game into overtime.
You know, I would
But it just
anything with any of my teams,
yeah.
I would just change that single shot to go in because I think it's iconic that he missed, but imagine how iconic it is if he makes that Butler
Woo!
wins the title. Not Duke, Butler.
Yeah, Butler.
Like
Uh
like
Brad Stevens led team.
successful head
Yeah.
coach. Gordon Hayward ended up being a top 10. I think he was a top 10 pick
Yeah.
the next year's draft. Shelvin
At least
Mack
top
played.
15.
Yeah, Shelvin Mack played in the NBA.
Yeah.
But that Butler team, if you hit that shot, Butler is the outlier to all these college basketball
Yeah,
champions.
especially in the state of Indiana when the Hoosiers they steal all the headlines of
Exactly.
historic moments.
Like
Like
even
no like
even
Butler's
Indiana
like
State
yeah.
went to a title game in '79.
Larry Bird, yeah, dude.
And
Larry Bird led team against Magic Johnson's Michigan State,
yeah,
which set the tone for one of the greatest player rivalries in basically all sports.
right.
Yeah,
And you look at you. So I guess with college sports in general, you have a parity issue.
you do.
You like you look at college basketball and college football champions. It's a lot of Dukes and North Carolinas for basketball. And it's a lot of
All these
Alabamas.
traditional top tier teams that everyone expects to make it to like the Elite Eight or Final Four like every
Right.
year.
And you look back, and who's the last new team to win a college basketball championship? It's Virginia,
Yeah.
technically.
Technically Virginia.
But remember they
But
had great teams in the
they do.
'80s.
That Ralph Sampson jumps out at
not
me.
one, not
Yeah,
two, but three Naismith Awards
exactly.
when people just didn't do
And
that.
they're upset by that historic,
UMBC,
yeah, man, that North Carolina State team led by what was his name?
Lorenzo Charles, Jim Valvano was the
Jim
coach.
Valvano. Yeah, man, the great Jim Valvano. Oh
And even
man,
if you go back, it's like 2018 is a blue blood in Villanova, then
yeah,
North Carolina, Villanova, Duke,
Duke.
UConn, who is technically a blue blood,
Yeah,
but
they've had success in the
they've had four
past.
championships
I
since
mean,
1999.
Ray Allen, Richard Hamilton,
Yeah,
those
it's like
teams.
Ben Gordon and Mecca
Yeah,
Okafor, very good players. And
yeah,
then even if you go back, it's Louisville in 2013,
yeah.
Kentucky, like these traditional powerhouses, and it's the I guess the outlier is Florida. They won back to back,
Back
but that's
2006,
still a
07. Yeah,
they made the Final Four in 2000. They made the Final Four again in
they
2014.
did.
Like, is Arizona your big outlier the last 30 years? It might be Arizona.
It could be. I mean, the last success we ever had in terms of national championships, 97, that epic year when they
Yeah.
beat the first and last team to beat three,
Mm-hmm.
three,
Number one
not
seeds.
two, three, number one seeds in one tournament. I
And-
mean, that hasn't been replicated yet.
Yeah, and when you think about Arizona, you think, oh yeah, they're the probably next to UCLA, like
Yeah.
either the best or the second best team on the West Coast in
Yeah.
the last 30 years. They have a title. They went to the Final Four in 2001.
Yeah,
That's not a scrub team. That's
No, it's
that's
not.
not a random team. It's hard to find just like these one-offs in college sports.
Yeah.
Like we have them in professional sports, like the Raptors. They win one championship this year. They are the 2 seed, but
Yeah.
it's unlikely that they go back to the title. Or you have the Cavs, with LeBron, who
no,
win one title and go to five finals in 10 years.
exactly.
I guess you could even argue with the Bulls. They go to go to 6 finals and win 6 titles in 8
Yeah.
years, and outside of that, they're fairly irrelevant.
Yeah.
Outside of like Derrick Rose,
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
it's just weird that you have these one-off champions in other sports, but college, it's like who's the last new college football champion?
the last new college football champion.
Like
I mean, technically, you can't really say Florida State back when Jameis Winston they won the chip because like they had success in the past, and it's hard to think like that one's
think
tough.
It might be Florida State, or it might
It
be
could be.
Florida, because I think Florida won their first ever title in
96 they did. Then they
Which-
won against Ohio State
in
in
2006.
2006, and then they beat Oklahoma in 2008. Yeah,
I think, yeah, it's weird that, if you go back, you have 20 years and it's all repeat champions.
yeah, just about.
Like,
I mean,
granted, Auburn and Clemson broke historic droughts.
yeah, they did.
But those are still some of, like, the more well-respected programs.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't have, like, Purdue
No.
randomly showing up. You don't have
Yeah.
Arizona football randomly winning a title.
Yeah, that would be the day, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They had that one Fiesta Bowl and they lost to Boise State.
Yeah.
But just wait, Grant Gunnell, our Lord and Savior.
Man,
Grant
you
Gunnell.
seem very high in Grant Gunnell,
Oh,
Ryan.
Grant Gunnell is Gunnell has a lot of like intangible talent. Like he looks like a good quarterback, which
Yeah.
is I guess confirmation bias. But
kind of is.
it's like, oh yeah, 6'4", he's a good quarterback. But
Yeah.
I think Gunnell can make some good throws, and
Yeah, definitely.
Arizona's trending in the right direction with that quarterback.
They are. And sticking back on Arizona, that game, Oregon UA at McHale Saturday. Okay, I mean tensions were high, sparks flew. Like that was one hell of a little fiasco that
Right.
we got. And me and Ryan both had the pleasure of calling that game.
Mhm.
I mean, what an experience. I mean, we saw a lot of displeasure in the fans.
Right.
I mean,
I want to say there was a warning given over the PA to the fans, but of course the fans were too loud to hear the
yeah,
PA.
exactly. And
Um,
maybe a little too, yeah, just use your imagination, guys.
Yeah, although I will say that if Grant Gunnell was on the basketball team, they would go undefeated.
Dude, you're so high, Grant Gunnell, man. A little love affair for Grant Gunnell.
Hi-
Little fanboy there, Ryan. But hey, man, that
yeah.
game was incredible. It
Yeah.
was
Just terrific
I mean,
game.
back and forth
It's what's-
throughout the whole game.
I think it's what college basketball is meant to be.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you have the pace, you have, I guess, the more one-on-one talent than you
Yeah.
might have might expect because a lot of teams are like good as a team,
Yeah.
but that one guy, Peyton Pritchard, if you can get that one guy to go off,
Yeah, dude.
it's special.
It really is.
And you can even at the NBA we get that occasionally. I think a lot of people believe that Kawhi had the greatest run, the greatest playoff run last season. I disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I
But
mean, let's not forget about the greatest player of all time, arguably,
yeah,
Mr. Michael Jordan,
or LeBron James,
who has,
2016,
okay, I'm gonna stick to Jordan right now.
or even LeBron 2018.
Like Jordan,
Baller.
Jordan, 96, 97, 92, 93, 91. I mean, memorable playoff runs. I mean, this guy was averaging like freaking 40 points a game
Yes.
with ease, sir.
Yes,
with ease.
but what did he have any tension in these series? How often did he go to a game 7? He never.
He
had to
never
go to,
did.
He never had to go to
Never
a game 7
did.
of the finals. I think the one game 7 that he legitimately had to play was 98 against the Pacers.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean,
It's
just
like
it's
Kawhi
incredible.
had to play a game 7 against Philly, and he hit the buzzer beater to win it.
Yeah.
And then it's just tough
After
because,
like 4 like bounces on the rim.
oh, that was crazy.
That was incredible. I remember watching that game.
I love the still images of Kawhi just like
He's
looking
kind of
like
like
a bird.
he's just like hopping on one leg. It's like
Exactly. It's
bam.
But it's tough to judge some playoff performances.
It
because
really is.
Jordan never, at least from like all the games I've watched, he rarely was back against the wall.
Yeah.
There was a back against the wall, the shot against Cleveland in 1990 or 1989.
86, I believe it was.
Ooh, I think 86.
88, 87, 88.
It might, okay.
It was 88. It was 88.
One of those years.
Don't quote me on that, but
Yeah,
it was 88.
Jordan hit
yeah.
the shot, right?
Somewhere in the late 80s.
And that's a game 5 buzzer beater back against the wall. If he misses, the Cavs win.
The Cavs win, yeah.
But how often was he put in that situation later in his career? Really? Never.
Never.
Like, he hit the game-winning shot against the Jazz in 98.
He
but
did.
if that shot rims out, you have other players on the floor that can grab the rebound and throw it back up.
Perhaps.
And even then, you have a game 7.
Yeah.
Like, you look 97 when he made the game-winning pass to Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
If that shot doesn't go, you have a game 7. I think it would have been in the United Center in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that LeBron has, particularly in 2016, is back against the wall, has to win game 5, game 6, and game 7.
Yeah.
And he scores 41, then has a 27-point triple-double, and the second greatest block in the history of sports.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, hot take. Tayshaun Prince's chase down block of Reggie Miller in the 2004 Eastern Conference Finals is straight up better than LeBron's block in game 7.
I agree, because it didn't seem like LeBron really had to try that much. So it feels like he
I don't know about that.
I'm not okay. I know it's a hot take, but no, I mean just pure judging it based off pure athleticism, dude. Like,
I mean, LeBron makes everything look easy.
Oh, absolutely. But like, that's the thing. Of course, I don't debate that Tayshaun Prince's block was worse, or no, maybe not on the same level as LeBron's, but I think his,
just the
I think
athleticism out of Tayshaun Prince.
Yeah, who's not known as like an athletic guy.
Like,
really,
I'm sure maybe some of our audience knows who Tayshaun Prince is.
Oh, I'm
I know
sure.
my dad knows who Tayshaun
Yeah.
Prince
Oh,
is.
absolutely. I remember Tayshaun.
But
Those terrific Pistons teams in the early 2000s.
So listeners, if you haven't seen Tayshaun Prince's block of Reggie Miller, highly recommend. I would watch it a million times on repeat. And it's one of those things. The mid-2000s can be a slog.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch, but I would watch Tayshaun Prince's chase down block of Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
And Game 5 of the 2005 finals, just the second half and overtime. Watch Robert Horry.
Okay.
I've watched basketball live for 13 years, and I've watched countless games from before 2006, and it is special. It is like Horry's not a star like a Jordan or a LeBron that every time.
Yeah, Robert Horry. Yeah.
Like LeBron had 25 in a row against the Pistons in the 07 07
like Robert Horry was more of a terrific supporting player for those Michael Jordan led Bulls teams.
He was won 2 titles with the Rockets.
He was with the Knicks too as well, wasn't he?
Horry?
Robert Horry, I think.
No.
Didn't he have a short stint with the Knicks?
I don't think so. If he did, he didn't do anything.
No, not really.
So
I believe he did.
94-95 champions with the
Yeah,
Rockets.
he did.
Then was a part of the three-peat Shaq and Kobe Lakers.
Yeah.
Hit the big shot against Sacramento.
He did.
And a big shot against Sacramento.
Yeah.
And it was on the 03 and 05 Spurs teams. So go back to that oh 05 Robert Ory, game 5 of the finals,
Uh,
second half. It is the most like ballsy player I've ever seen. It's like, did you see the Jason Tatum highlight the other day that he just like let the ball bounce and he stepped into a shot and drained like a 30-foot
I
three?
did, dude.
It's
You
like
know,
that level of cockiness,
yeah,
but in the finals, okay, of course he had the game-winning shot, but he was getting steals. He was hitting all sorts of shots. Like
exactly.
it was a magical performance.
But speaking of a guy who has been very well accustomed to hitting big shots in his career, Mr. LeBron James, and more notably, going up against the next guy in line to be the premier player of the league, and that's Mr. Zion Williamson. Okay, how about that first ever matchup between LeBron and Zion? Much anticipated. I knew ESPN was going to,
Of
broadcast that
course,
game.
like
That was like no doubter.
as soon as Zion,
Yeah.
as soon as there was any mention of Zion coming back, ESPN and TNT were like,
Like,
"Ooh,
oh
yes,
yeah.
it's free real estate. All the
Yep.
Pelicans games because the Pelic outside of Zion, there's no reason to watch
The
them.
ratings are gonna
Like
freaking just go up completely,
again,
and then
nothing against the Pelicans,
yeah,
but there are lots of other teams that the general
are
public
more
would prefer to
deserving.
watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you'd probably rather watch the Grizzlies with John Morant as long as Zion's not playing. But as soon as Zion steps on the floor, it's probably Lakers, Clippers,
Yeah,
Pelicans, which is
absolutely.
whack. But Zion
And
is
that
that powerful.
Yeah, and Zion, he has that presence, and that ability and that awe that just draws people that
Yeah,
I haven't seen from an NBA player in
it's
a
like
while since
charisma.
LeBron came to the league in
It's like
2003.
okay, Magic and Zion are clearly different players, but it's the same kind of oh, that guy, he does good things. Or LeBron, oh, that guy, he does good things.
Yeah.
Like if you've never seen basketball before and you watched a Zion game, you know he's the best player on the floor.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't matter who he's against. It
clearly.
doesn't matter if he's against MVP, former MVPs, former
Yeah.
All Stars. He is the best player on the floor. 98% of the time he's on the floor.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you can, LeBron was probably better. Tuesday night, and that's
Yeah.
fine
And
because
and
LeBron
that
is LeBron.
and that's the thing, man.
But
LeBron,
Zion is incredible.
like he circled this matchup on his calendar. He couldn't wait to go up against, the guy who's next in line for the throne, man.
Now, this is the funny
I
thing
mean,
with LeBron because we've had a lot of these passing the torch moments that are supposed to happen.
yeah.
And
We saw it with Jordan and Kobe.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Jordan Kobe one is the iconic one.
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
also like Jordan Iverson a little bit
Jordan,
when
a little
Iverson
bit.
just broke his ankles.
Yeah.
And we were when Andrew Wiggins and Kobe played, we were like forced into it because everyone
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, Wiggins is going to be the next big thing."
Uh-huh.
That didn't end up panning out. But LeBron has been
Yeah.
the focus of these. He's going to pass the torch. It's going to
Yeah.
be pass the torch to Steph Curry in
Yeah.
2016. Nope.
Didn't happen.
It's going to be pass the torch to Kevin Durant in 2017. LeBron may not have outplayed Kevin Durant, but Durant had the much better team.
Yeah, he did.
And then you look
Clearly.
at 2018, and it's LeBron was the best player on the floor, and it's like 2019. Oh, it's Kawhi. It's Kawhi. Well, Kawhi doesn't really play in the regular season. And you remember the last time we saw LeBron in the playoffs? Buzzer beater after buzzer beater after 40-point game after 40-point game after carrying the Cavs to the finals. Yeah, we're gonna see that in a couple weeks, and that's gonna be quite the sight
Yeah.
when you have Anthony Davis and some shooters.
Yeah, and we knew LeBron coming into this matchup against the Pelicans and knowing Zion was going to step on the same court as him. Yeah, LeBron had some it seemed like he had a little more extra juice
Oh yeah,
in his play, man, because
like,
he couldn't wait to show to everyone watching, the entire world,
mhm.
that, hey, I'm still here. I'm
Yeah.
still the king. Okay, I don't care what you guys say about this kid. I'm still the guy, and until I retire, I'm still the guy.
Mhm.
No
And
matter what this guy does.
and it's crazy to think that my entire adult like well my entire like knowing what I'm doing life has coincided with LeBron being the best player on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think he took the mantle from Kobe in Game 5 of the 2007 Eastern Conference Finals. I've been on record saying that, but that's 13 years being the
Wait, did you
best.
say LeBron took the mantle from Kobe?
Yeah.
You said Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, yeah. I think that was the moment that I said, "Yep, the best player wears number 23."
Oh, I
and
see. Okay, I
plays
see
in
what you mean.
Cleveland."
Okay, yeah, all right.
Before that, I
I
would
see
have
what you're
said the
saying.
best player wears yellow and plays in LA.
Yeah.
You know, and I think LeBron has had. There's moments that Durant came really close. 2014 Durant was out of this
Yeah,
world.
he was.
2016 Steph. I don't know if deserved his unanimous MVP, but definitely deserved to have like almost all of the votes. Although backtracking on that, I think Curry should have been the third unanimous MVP after 2000 Shaq and 2013 LeBron, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
And then of course you have Kawhi, who's kind of rising, but Kawhi does most of his rising in the playoffs. And of course, the one year that LeBron doesn't make the playoffs,
Yeah.
Kawhi wins the title in
Okay.
Toronto, and that's. I think the logical thing is LeBron won, Kawhi two, and Giannis needs playoff success
Yeah.
before I
Oh,
put
clearly.
him in
Yeah, yeah.
as
There's no doubt about
above
it.
Kawhi or above
I think
LeBron.
Giannis. I think he's gonna get that this year.
I don't know about that.
And I won't even call that a hot take. That's
It's,
just
it's certainly not a hot take.
no,
The Bucks,
because they have the team to do it.
the
There's
Bucks
no,
are probably
there's no
going to
doubt.
finish maybe 68 wins, 70 wins.
Yeah,
Like
they're just like on track to get at least 70
yeah.
wins.
I think they're on pace for like 71.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
it is.
But they have a fatal flaw. Giannis can't shoot.
That's true. I mean,
Like if you get a well
one game though, that was a big exception. Was against the Lakers when he hit like 5 threes though.
yeah, but
But that was off like what 13 attempts though from downtown. So
yeah,
so you can't
run into
really.
issues like that.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
he just had one of those games against a big team coming into town. And I get it, you're gonna have some extra juice, just like LeBron had against Zion the other night.
or I guess you could even throw it back. Like I wouldn't consider Michael Jordan a great 3-point shooter, but he once made 6 threes against against the Blazers. In the first half of the finals.
Yeah, that was the classic shrug.
Yeah, I mean, these non-shooters. I wouldn't call Jordan a non-shooter, but
Dude.
These guys that don't generally hit, like even Zion is a non-shooter, but it was 4 for 4 in his first game.
For this though.
Right.
To give Jordan some credit, to me, I think he's the greatest mid-range shooter of all time, jump shooter.
That's
like
fair.
clear. I mean, from mid-range, I think he's the best ever. I mean, he just had that perfect silky stroke. I mean, there is nothing better than that, man. You can't beat it.
I think with Jordan as an all-around scorer,
he's one of the greatest of all time.
Actually, as an all-around scorer,
if not the greatest,
I might take Durant.
I would say Jordan's one. It's a hot take.
That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think Jordan's the greatest all-around scorer of all time. If you watch his highlights, man, because we're not from that era,
right?
So the only way you could watch those highlights, go to NBA Archives, go on YouTube, watch full clips of Jordan just tearing up teams with ease.
Okay.
Especially from mid-range, it's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. Dude, this guy at 40 years old.
He had a 40 40 burger with the Wizards.
He had a 50-point game at 38 years old. At the same rate where LeBron is right now at 38. Dude. I mean, this was coming off.
LeBron's 35.
I'm sorry, is he?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay, I think you're right. All right, my bad. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Man, if LeBron was 38, still averaging what 27 and
I forgot.
like, wow.
I forgot he came into the league at 18. But anyways, what I was saying, Jordan after like an off game with the Wizards, one season, he only scored like 8 points that game, and this broke his record, his streak of like 870 something games of scoring in double digits.
I feel like it's 872.
Yeah, something like that. And then the next game, he just shuts everyone up and hits back to back to back to back to back to back mid-range jump shots, like difficult jump shots.
Yeah,
I would add. And he puts up a 50 burger, man. Like it's nothing. At his age, 38 years old. Are you kidding me?
Now, wait, question. Did they win the game?
They won the game.
Okay, because Bradley Beal had back-to-back 50-point games.
Jordan carried that Wizards team, clearly.
Bradley Beal was so mad.
I kind of feel bad for Jordan, dude. Like, he carried those bad Wizards teams.
Those Wizards
They were so bad.
And, of course, he drafted, like, Kwame first overall in
Kwame Brown.
It's like, meh.
I know.
Okay, tangent on Kwame. I don't think Kwame's terrible. He just wasn't necessarily worth a number 1 pick.
I think that's the problem with Kwame Brown. Because he got the number 1 pick, everyone is so quick to like just dismiss like his name,
right?
And like and a lot of people say he's regarded as like the worst player of all time. I don't know about that.
No,
Let's
he's
not
not the worst player. If
like
he was the
people
worst player, he wouldn't have played
like
12 years
people.
in the
Let's
league.
not go there, people. Let's
He's not
come on.
not necessarily a good player, but
Yeah,
he had some moments. I
yeah,
guess he's a bust by first number one pick standards.
yeah,
But if
definitely.
he was like the 22nd pick, no one would care.
No, his name would never have been mentioned
Right.
after that. But
It'd be
now,
like,
since because he is
oh,
the first
Jordan
pick,
whiffs on a pick. It's
yeah,
Kwame Brown. He was an average player.
big deal.
But if he's a
Yeah,
number one pick,
that's a big
it's why
deal.
I'm so
Yeah,
low on Wiggins because he's supposed to be like a basketball god, the next
exactly.
LeBron, quite literally the next Kobe,
Yeah,
and he's averaging 18 points
yeah,
on a terrible T-Wolves team and a terrible Warriors team.
yeah.
I don't know. Although there were reports that said Wiggins and a first-round pick from Minnesota are going or went to Golden State to facilitate a Giannis trade. How do you feel about that?
A Giannis trade.
How would you feel about Giannis on the Warriors with a healthy KD or healthy Clay, healthy Curry, healthy Draymond?
Again, it would just feel like another little classic move that KD pulled back in 17, 2016,
2016.
2016, and all of a sudden it's back to super teams because it seems
Yeah.
like this year we took a break from that and went back to two
We
superstars
got duos
per team,
and
back to duos.
But
Which it should be like that instead of freaking stupid super teams. Like it's so annoying,
yes,
and like
but
a lot of people have a problem with that. And I have a problem with. Well, okay, I can't say.
you're a Heat
I'm a
fan.
Heat fan. All right, I'm
Ryan,
sorry.
come on now.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, look, I'm a hypocrite. Today. I'm sorry. Like I know LeBron and yeah, D Wade, Chris Bosh.
You
All
have
right, yeah.
the best small forward
All
of
right.
all time.
I'm
a
sorry.
Top 4 shooting guard of all time, and a
Let
very
let.
underrated power
I
forward.
know. Ryan called me out on my own show here. Watch it, Ryan. But no, but everyone, he's right. I mean, yeah, that was kind of hypocritical of me to bring that up after
You
those
think?
successful seasons, that LeBron era that's so cherished in Miami, and people got really butthurt about when he left.
Yeah.
But
Well, hey,
come
I'm a
on,
Cavs fan. He left us twice.
yeah, oh yeah, that's rough,
Aw.
dude. I mean, not once, twice.
Yep. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Yeah,
So I think back to that the Big 3 announcement in Miami.
yeah,
When he said not 1, not 2, not 3, I think he
yeah.
was referring to the number of times he would leave Cleveland.
Well,
More
that's a hot take,
Yeah,
Ryan. You
hot
want to
take.
elaborate on that?
Yeah, so I think there's this. So of course LeBron has a son, Bronny,
Oh, yeah,
who is going to be in the NBA in a few years.
he will.
I think LeBron's going to play at least until Bronny gets to the NBA,
Yeah.
and I
Oh,
don't.
hey, to add to that, could we see a potential kind of like we saw a Ken Griffey Jr. Senior moment in baseball with LeBron and his son?
Okay,
That would be something.
right now I don't know if I'll remember this, but
And on the same team.
I
Can you
want-
imagine that?
I want to see a Bronny to LeBron alley-oop. I
Dude,
don't care if it's the All-Star game.
that
I
would
don't
be
care if
sick.
it's like. I don't care if they're on 2 separate teams. I just
Yeah.
want to see that.
That would be incredible.
Like you look at the D Wade to LeBron, like the iconic.
Yeah,
I want a photograph of Bronny throwing a lob to LeBron.
yeah.
That's all I want now.
Oh, absolutely. And can you imagine if it was for like the win,
Yeah.
the last second,
Oh, imagine like
to his son?
or imagine like that's like the final game for LeBron,
Yeah.
and or I mean obviously a big moment would be cool like NBA Finals, but if
Oh,
it's an
absolutely.
All-Star game,
Yeah.
because like Wade had some iconic moments in his last All-Star game,
Yeah.
even though. He's not the same kind of player that he was.
Oh,
back
no,
in the
clearly.
late 2000s.
And that's the
But
thing, dude. Everybody forgets that Dwayne Wade was a great player in his prime.
Oh man, D Wade.
Those early mid 2000s, he was incredible,
D
man.
Wade was right up there with Kobe for a couple years.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was just offensively, defensively, the man was a baller.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, we talked about Jordan how like killer he was from the mid range. Wade had a similar skill set.
He did.
never was a great 3-point shooter, but he could hit the mid range.
Yeah.
Could get to the rack and could knock down the free
And
throws.
that was D Wade's game. He was a driver, slasher, mid-range shooter. I mean, he was terrific. I mean, I could think of so many highlights. I mean, just being a Heat fan,
Yeah.
I mean, he has this full collection of like
And he was
incredible
clutch.
acrobatic plays. He
Just
was.
super clutch.
He really was, dude. He had that clutch gene.
So
I mean, there's no debating that.
So I want to go back to your point about Michael Jordan being the greatest scorer of all time. I think from a pure basketball aspect, the only answer is Kevin Durant because
Yeah.
he has,
Oh, I agree.
he like peak Durant was 50 40 90.
Yeah.
Jordan never had 50 40 90. Like Jordan was great, obviously. Jordan never hit 90% of his free throws.
You sure about that?
I am going to look this
We should
up,
look that up, dude.
but
That
I would be shocked if Jordan was
that's.
over 87%
I
for
know
a
he was
full
a
season.
terrific free throw shooter,
Because,
very reliable.
okay,
That's shocking to
all
me.
right. So,
I don't know about that.
okay, Jordan's career,
Let's see this,
his
dude. Hold
best
on.
free throw percentage was an 87. He had 86% of his free throws.
Wow.
And his best 3-point shooting percentage in a full season was 43%. But that was the year they moved the 3-point line in.
Yeah.
So there's a grain of salt there.
Okay, this is shocking to me. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
And then even that year,
This is fake news, sir.
nice. Even that year, he was below 50% from the field, so he wouldn't have got it.
Damn.
Yeah. So you look at Jordan.
Wow,
and,
I can't believe that.
and Jordan, obviously fantastic, but he never was a consistent 3-point shooter.
No.
And at the line, he's good. You're not.
It kind of reminds me
no
it reminds me of LeBron. Like LeBron's never been regarded as like a great 3-point shooter.
LeBron has a higher 3-point percentage than
Michael Jordan does
he?
he?
Yeah. I want to say most recent update, it was 34% for LeBron and about 32.7 for Jordan.
Wow.
So I mean, it's not much, and in the grand scheme of things,
and they're both guys that like when they get on a roll, dude, they can just hit from three at will.
Like,
and that's the thing. They're very streaky shooters.
You have to pick and choose your spots.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a different era, but you have to pick and choose.
Obviously.
Like, do you really want LeBron taking a three? No, not really. But you prefer him shooting a three rather than running you over.
Yeah.
And I'll just pull up Durant's stats for a second to compare. But Durant it's just so, like, he's a 7-footer that is probably a top 5 shooter in the history of the sport, regardless of position. And he can get to the line, make the shots there. Like, career 49% from the field, so right up there with Jordan. 38% from three, which is fantastic, especially for a wing. And then 88% from the line. And this man is about 7 feet tall, and he's hitting 88% of his free throws.
I know, incredible.
He's had 2 seasons over 90% from three. One of those seasons, he hit 40% of his threes. So in 2013, 28 points per game, 51% from the field, 42% from three, 91% from the line.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with you on that take, that Durant is right on his heels for to claim the top spot for, like, just the greatest pure like shooter of all time, or scorer of all time.
I mean, if I had to bet my life on a guy getting 30, I have a hard time not choosing Jordan.
Yeah, dude,
but I think Durant is a slightly safer bet.
Whoa, that's a hot take, sir. That is a hot take.
Granted, if it was, I think there's like a mentality difference between Durant and Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, I think Durant could score 30 points a game, score 30 points in every single game if you really wanted to.
And so could Jordan.
Jordan
easily.
Certainly could.
Yeah.
But if Jordan had something to play for, I think Jordan can elevate his game.
He really does.
Beyond anyone outside of LeBron, and I think that's a 1A, 1B kind of thing. But, like, if I was an important person to Jordan and my life was on the line and he had to score 45, he would score 45. If my life was on the line for Kevin Durant and he had to score 45, I don't know, I would prefer to have Jordan there. But if it was like independent game, I might take Durant because slightly more efficient all around, and I think he gives me the best chance of getting to 30 points.
Absolutely,
just slightly.
And speaking of a player,
or even James Harden, but James Harden could go 5 for 27 and hit 7 or miss 17.
Yeah.
Days, so.
And speaking of a player who can score at an alarming rate in another sport, I might add. He's also a champion. This is the Champions League. Champion. Dude, that music, man, like, it never gets old. But like,
that music gets me hyped.
Yeah, it really does. I wish they had that for like NBA, NFL. I mean, it's just great. It's just it's its own thing.
The NFL has its own little kind of soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
you have those in the. It's like dun 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 dun, like these like energizing,
Yeah.
And then even like Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, they have their own little jingles.
Yeah, even Monday Night Football, most notably. But yeah, dude, Champions League. This year, how about Manchester City against Real Madrid to start things off?
Just huge.
That's crazy. And most notably, it's a Pep Guardiola led team Guardiola, terrific coach. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. And yeah, it's just a shame. I really feel for Pep because I'm a Barcelona fan.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah,
Oh boy.
you know where this is going.
Yeah.
Okay, he led us to a lot of championships, Champions
What?
Leagues, La
2000 was
Liga
it
titles.
2011?
They won all six
I
trophies
think.
that you could
Oh,
win.
was it 09 or 2011?
I believe it was
So,
2011, 2011.
okay,
The only team
because I
in
think they won
history,
both.
Barcelona, only team in history that's won all the trophies that you could win. Champions League, La Liga,
It's like
Super
FIFA.
Copa. Yeah,
Like it's hard to do that in FIFA.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
Although I have, I think there was a year that I played with a lower tier like English team,
okay.
and like I won every tournament I was able to be in, but I wasn't in like the Champions League or anything.
Yeah,
Although I have qualified for the Champions League by
nice.
winning the Europa League, by
Yeah,
winning the FA Cup,
Europa
by
League.
being in the like third or fourth tier of English football
Yeah.
in FIFA, which is very difficult to do.
I
Like
bet.
I struggle to win the Champions League even when I have like a full team. Like I've won the Champions
Full
League
like
with
star-studded
Ajax.
players.
Yeah, it's like Ajax is hard to win with
Ajax.
against like Bayern and
Yeah.
PSG and the Chelsea,
Yeah.
Manchester United, what these
And-
random teams
yeah.
you go up against. It's like they have world class players at every position. I have maybe two.
Yeah,
I'm probably better at the game than the computer is,
but
at least
yeah,
the difficulty I play on. But it's like, I may not win this.
yeah,
And you
definitely.
need like some miracles to go your way.
Yeah, dude.
And speaking of miracles to go your way, Manchester City was down 1-0 with 15 minutes to go.
Yeah,
They steal 2 goals,
yeah.
and Sergio Ramos gets sent off. So he's not going to play in the next leg.
Oh wow, that's big. Because Ramos, he's like their anchor, like
Of
defensively.
course. And
And
just
man,
look at
I
this.
have a beef against Ramos, dude. This guy,
And this was on the road.
he always
too.
throws
This
some
was
cheap
in
shots.
Madrid.
Ramos is always throwing cheap shots at Messi, dude.
Right.
He's always going up. Yeah, it's true,
Well,
Ryan. Watch the games.
One of them has a World Cup, the other doesn't. So,
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, Ryan.
are you
Okay?
sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm positive.
I would rather have a World Cup than not have a World
Because
Cup.
everyone knows, dude, Messi, he's really the greatest player of all time. Okay?
Cristiano Ronaldo has entered the chat.
And Ronaldo just left the chat.
Man, okay, so I want to talk about Messi for a second.
Yeah.
The other day, I saw a stat that he was the first player in soccer history to account for 1,000
Yeah.
career goals and assists.
This is Messi, right?
I don't think that is a. I don't know how to feel about that because I know Pele has has a legendarily high goal tally, but
Yeah.
obviously not all of those are like at the highest quality because he
Yeah.
never played in Europe.
Uh-huh.
But it's crazy to think that Messi has been either the best player, the second best player, or darn close to being a top 2 player in
Yeah.
world football since like 2004.
Exactly.
Like it's like LeBron, but longer.
yeah,
you know,
dude.
When LeBron came into the league, you knew he was going to be a great player.
Yeah.
He wasn't a top 5 player day one. He
No.
wasn't a top 5 player in Actually, there's a decent argument he was a top 5 player in
There's an argument you can make that
Because-
he's already a top 5
Or
player in
in
04.
Oh man, in 2006, LeBron was just
Oh,
incredible.
in Fuego.
Like,
That's when he really
he got
like
MVP votes.
really hit his peak. Yeah.
Over, well, I guess that year was Steve Nash, but you get the idea.
Dude, I love those like D Wade LeBron matchups, man.
Uh,
Before they were teammates.
or
I mean,
LeBron and Kobe, the commercials.
Yeah.
Foot Locker commercials.
yeah.
Those were good, and I want to take a second to highlight one of my darling teams, Atalanta. Italian.
Atalanta, yeah.
Yeah, Italian, not necessarily giants. They're not.
No,
Juve,
not
they're
giants.
Not Milan.
They're
not
more
Inter.
they're more afterthoughts of what you think of like Juventus,
Yeah.
AC Milan, Inter Milan,
Like,
and
I
Italian
guess
soccer.
For those that don't know who Atalanta is, my best comparison would probably be like a Spurs, kinda like a Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham Hotspurs. Yeah.
Or like maybe a step below Atletico, because they've very recently arrived on the European scene.
Yeah.
Like Spurs, you know them from the Premier League,
Yeah.
and they're
They kind of reminded me, I don't know about this, but kind of like an Ajax in a way. A small sample of Ajax. Not
no.
really, I
Ajax,
mean-
Ajax has controlled Dutch football for the last 50 years. I don't know how valid of a comparison
But we
it
haven't
is.
really heard of Ajax that much up until last year in the Champions League.
Yeah, but even then, they won the Champions League in '95, I think, either 94 or 95.
Yeah, that was like the last time
And
they really had any.
and I think Ajax has a reputation of being a great footballing place,
Oh
regardless of
yeah,
how good their team is or not. They have you think Dutch players, it's almost all roads lead to Ajax.
yeah, and that's
Like
the thing. Like they had that epic exodus and like
mhm,
free agency. Like De Jong goes to Barcelona.
yeah,
Um, their terrific defender, Delight,
he went to
Delight,
Juve,
Juventus,
uh,
Juventus.
and
Yeah,
yeah, I guess it
they
sucks
just
being
had
an
so many
Ajax fan
players. Yeah, it does,
because
dude.
they go
After
from
that epic run in the Champions
yeah,
League,
they go from
just be,
Champions League semifinal
yeah, and then they had
to losing
that
most
epic
of their star
heartbreak,
players.
the epic heartbreak against Tottenham with
And so I'm just going to run through the 18 or the 16 teams that are left and their
yeah.
results, and I want you to give me a winner. Who do you think wins the Champions League? So Atletico beat Liverpool 1-0. Atalanta beat Valencia 4-1.
Yeah,
Bayern beat Chelsea 3-0. Chelsea had a red card. Lyon beat Juve 1-0. Dortmund beat PSG 2-1.
yeah.
Leipzig won on the road at Spurs 1-0. Napoli and Barcelona drew 1-1. Barcelona had a red card. And City beat Real 2-1 at Real. Real had a red card.
Yeah. All right,
And also Bayern won at Chelsea.
here's
at,
a
at
here's a
Stamford
hot
Bridge.
take in my bold prediction for the winner of this year's Champions League.
Drum roll. I'm pretending to do a drum roll.
Manchester City, baby.
Oh.
Here's
Okay.
here's
You
why.
know.
Here's why.
Oh,
Since
okay.
they just got sanctioned recently
Uh-huh.
by UEFA and
Right.
FIFA, this is the year to do it, man. Because after this year, they're banned for 2 years from Champions League play.
Ooh.
And like Guardiola knows, like if he doesn't get the chip this year for Champions League, he's just gonna be like, you know what?
Because they're
I
not
don't
going to
want.
win the Premier League.
Yeah, I don't.
Liverpool's
No.
miles ahead.
Oh yeah.
Liverpool could clinch it
Guardiola's
second week in March.
Guardiola's gonna think, you know what? I don't want to be involved in this stuff or whatever you guys got us tangled in. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna
That's
go
fair.
somewhere else. Probably back to Barcelona. I hope so. That'd be
Ooh,
great.
that'd be
That'd be
interesting.
awesome.
That'd be interesting if Barcelona. So Barcelona and Napoli was in Napoli.
Yeah.
So you got to imagine going back to the Camp Nou that
Barcelona's
gonna
they're gonna take care of business. I think. I hope so.
And you got to imagine they're not going to allow 2 goals, and you're not going to have any.
No,
screwy
especially
away
when you
goals.
have one of the it's a world class goalie, one of the best goalies in the world, Ter Stegen,
Yeah, and
Marc-Andre Ter
so
Stegen,
I got to imagine
who should
Barcelona.
be the #1 goalie for Germany, which is ridiculous.
Ooh,
Okay, there's
over
my
Manuel
hot take.
Neuer?
There's my hot take.
Neuer hasn't been at his peak for a while, though. That's fair.
Yeah,
So I think you take a look at Liverpool.
yeah,
They're running away with the Premier League.
they are.
I
They,
think
they have it in the back,
they've never won a Premier League title.
and they're so undefeated. Look at that.
They have. I want to say they've drawn 1 game all season.
That's so shocking, dude. Liverpool never winning a Premier League title with those Steven Gerrard-led teams. I
It
mean,
was just
it's
although
just-
they did win a Champions League in 05.
they did.
And they won
Steven
the Champions
Gerrard.
League last year.
Yeah,
And
but no Premier League. Like that's
Yeah.
that's
it was just
that's bizarre to
know,
me.
It's hard because you have all the great United teams under Sir Alex Ferguson. City's been great lately. Leicester that
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah, that one like
Arsenal
weird.
had the Invincibles year that they had 26 wins. 12
Yeah, those
draws.
Wagner-led teams. Oh
Um,
yeah.
And Chelsea, of course, is always there. So it's weird that Liverpool, this would be their first title. This will be their first
Yeah.
title. I would be shocked if they didn't have it locked up by the end of March.
Oh yeah. I mean,
But I don't know.
it seems inevitable.
I
But
think
this is
if you're
Liverpool's year.
Liverpool and you wrap up the Premier League in mid-March and you're still invincible, do you prioritize getting a 36 win 2 draw season, or do you try to get something out of the Champions League too?
That's the thing. I
Because
mean,
they are, I want to say there's 10 matches left and they're
yeah.
14 points clear of City. I can look that up.
Who, Liverpool?
Yeah,
In Premier League.
yeah. Liverpool in the Prem is they are 22 points clear of City
Oh, City.
with
Yeah.
11 matches to play.
Yeah.
So City's maximum points is 90.
Yeah.
So Liverpool just needs 11 or 12 more points in their last 11 games to clinch the title.
And that's the thing. Like, if I was Liverpool,
If they win their next 4, they've clinched. It doesn't matter what City
Yeah.
does.
but in terms of records wise, if Liverpool wants to capture like the unbeaten season, I'd rather get something out of Champions League than do that, man.
Because
I'll
like
be
right
honest with
now,
you.
Liverpool's 26 wins, 1 draw.
Yeah,
I want to say City set the points record just a few years ago.
they did. Yeah, I
And
think they had like 103 points. I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
so if you're Liverpool and you end up
104.
around 35 wins.
It looks like Liverpool's going to break that
Yeah,
fairly easily.
I'm pretty sure. So if Liverpool
They're not too
finishes
far
maybe
behind.
35 wins,
Yeah.
if you're Liverpool, do you want to go for that record,
Um,
or would you want to get something out of the Champions League? So the record for points in a season is 100.
100.
So Liverpool just has to get to 33 wins to tie that, and they would have 4 games left to get a win or a draw anywhere, and you get over 101 points.
Uh-huh.
Although Liverpool in their last 38 games has 110 points.
Jesus. That's remarkable.
In case you're counting at home, I believe that's just 4 points shy of perfection.
Really is.
They have 36 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss in their last 38.
Yeah.
Which is just incredible.
Yeah.
And you look at these Premier League records, and it's Liverpool, and it's all 2020 Liverpool.
Yeah. And I mean, dude, I think this is like definitely the most complete version of Liverpool I think we've ever seen, man. I mean, they just have playmakers after playmakers at every single position. Everyone's a world-class player. I mean, from Fabinho, Mo Salah, Mane, who's incredible striker, dude. This guy just has a nose for the goal, man. The net. It's just incredible. Terrific midfield play. Alexander-Arnold from the winger position. One of the best wingers in the world.
And of course, he had the assist against Barcelona, right?
He did. Where they completely caught Barcelona off guard with that little theatrics.
Quick corner.
Yeah, a little quick corner to Origi. Origi scored it.
Divock Origi.
Origi, another terrific striker. Yeah, I mean, he's terrific. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I definitely have a soft spot for Liverpool. There's no doubt about it.
So, before we wrap up, I want to share a painful moment of my life in world soccer.
Oh, God, here we go.
So, a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
PSG, Barcelona. PSG.
Shoot.
So, I like PSG.
Yeah.
PSG scarf. If I did school assignments, it'd be like PSG is my favorite soccer team.
Yeah.
4-0 at Parc des Princes in Paris.
I like that little French accent you there.
Yes, sir. So it's 4-0 in Paris, and on my birthday, the Parisians take a trip to Barcelona.
Yeah. They're up, what, 4-0, right?
4-0.
Going to the second.
Camp Nou.
Yeah.
And Barcelona scores a couple quick goals. It's like, okay. Cavani scores for PSG. So at this point, it's 5-2.
5-2 overall, yeah.
And then Barcelona scores. It's like, okay, it's 5-3.
5-3.
And then the last few minutes.
Barcelona scores again.
It's like, okay, it's 5-4. We got the away goal.
Yeah.
PSG's fine. And the Barcelona scores again, like 92nd minute. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we have the away goal, so we're going in. Then Barcelona scores a sixth goal of the night.
Yeah.
And you just look at this, and it's like
that was, I believe, Sergio Busquets had that 6th goal. Or no, was it?
So actually, it was the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
But it was the worst birthday present I could have ever asked for.
Wow. And you know what? That was, ironically, it's one of the top sports moments of, like, my dad and uncle's life, since they're, like, really big Barcelona fans. And just to see that epic comeback, I mean...
It has its own Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're not, you're obviously not in the studio, but I am fuming. And, yeah, this is pain. This is... the pain. Barcelona scored in the 88th minute, the 91st minute, and the 95th minute.
Yeah.
So,
I mean...
yeah.
Hey, guys.
I guess we can wrap it up before I throw things.
So, yeah, Ryan. Take it easy, Ryan. Almost took away my hearing there, okay?
6-1.
I know. It was a great game for me. Honestly. I did not see that coming at all. I remember coming home from school and being like, wait a minute. You're telling me this game's tied right now? 5-5?
Oh, I raced home to watch it, and I saw I think Cavani scored the goal.
Yeah.
And Cavani scores to make it 2-1 on the day, 5-2 on aggregate, and it was 5-3 on aggregate. So it's like, okay, we're good. And they scored 3 times in the last 7 minutes.
Yeah, incredible. Anyways, guys, that's it for us today. I hope you enjoyed our show. You can stream from our website, camp.arizona.edu to 1570 AM, channel 3 if you're living in the university dorms, And always call us at 520-621-5806 if you ever have any questions or want to give your own hot takes on the show.
If you mention Barcelona, I will hang up on you.
All right, Ryan, let's not go that far. And that being said, that does it for the Sports Report. Brian Savick and my co-host, Mr. Ryan Potts. We will see you guys next week. Have a good one, guys.
Follow us on social media.
Oh, that's right. Camp Radio, Camp Sports, and at Camp Radio Instagram page. Yeah, we have an Instagram page. Who would have known?
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. All right.
I certainly didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't either. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. Take care. And we're out.
Go PSG.
PSG. All right, dude.
Roadway DJ on?
Yeah, Roadway DJ. All right.
Yeah. Okay. It's like, gun sounds?